starting lineups for your Bowling Green State University Falcons. A junior from Toulouse, France, number 24, Anthony Bohemia. A sophomore from Copley, Ohio, number 2, Vinny Warner. A senior from Cape Coast, Ghana, number 3, Ebenezer Akon. A senior from Westlake, Ohio, number 4, Mo Mustafa. A senior from Springfield, Ohio, number 7, Tay Robertson. A sophomore from Holland, Ohio, number 8, Zach Fisher. A junior from Cincinnati, Ohio, Charlie Majeski. A junior from France, number 16, Ashil Robin. A freshman from Marysville, Ohio, number 18, Matt Walter. A freshman from Gahanna, Ohio, Jensen Lacasco. A sophomore from Naperville, Illinois, number 22, Chris Sullivan. Assistant coaches Zach Mason and Sean Keevan at the 10th year of the helm of the Orange and Brown, head coach Eric Dickel. Ladies and gentlemen, we ask that you please rise and direct your attention to the flags at the north end of the stadium as we honor America, as well as all those who have served, those who are serving, and those who will be serving in our armed forces with the singing of our national anthem. Singing our national anthem is second-year graduate students studying vocal performance out of Newtown, Connecticut, Carolyn Figgerholm.
Good evening and welcome to Cochrane Stadium, where your Bowling Green State University Falcons take on the Western Michigan Broncos. My name is Steven Jenkins. I am joined by, not a legend yet because he hasn't been out long enough, but Joe Sullivan, former player here at BGSU, and now privileged to have him as my commentating partner. Joe, good to be here. And it seems to be, we did get a win last game, but the big wins are happening on the road in overtime on the foot of Charlie Majeski. Yeah. And I haven't seen him, and I'm a little bummed. But I'm excited for the results in the MAC so far. And this really has proven so far to be the opposite of last season, pretty much the direct opposite, in which last season I think we started 6-0. last team in D1 soccer to give up a goal. This year, a little slower out the gates. Certainly played competitive soccer, but the results weren't there. And now it feels like things are really coming together.
Yeah, and this is the perfect time of the year, right? Last year, I think we were a little bummed out when we looked back at the end of the season and we realized, we got all those wins at the beginning of the year. We came out flying out of the gate. But really, what did we have to show because of those wins at the end of the year? And the answer was really, truly not much because we started off so slow and so poorly in the MAC.
Yeah.
Now it's the complete reversal of the script, like you mentioned earlier, and it's perfect and it's great. It's great to see the Falcons playing really good soccer, coming into a huge MAC game against a really good Western Michigan team. Western Michigan, the defending MAC champions from last year. So they know how to win games and know how to get points in the MAC. So it's a huge opportunity for both teams here to try to get 3 points.
And in these MAC games, both teams know each other really well. I talked to Coach Wiseman. He set some time aside and said, we know this BG team. We know what they're capable of. We know what they've done the last few games. We know the names. We know the scores. We know what to look out for. So there's a real familiarity there.
Yep.
Your Falcons playing in the a lot of folks wearing long sleeves with the I think pretty stunning black kits with the orange stripe through it. Western Michigan wearing the beige and white. Falcons attacking the southernmost goal, and it's a good day to be in the box. I'll say that.
Oh, yeah, you're telling me. Really windy down there on the field.
Yeah, and if you're listening to our broadcast, you're probably at home, curled up on the couch. Maybe you got a fire going, some hot chocolate, some coffee, some hot tea. So props to the fans in the stands. Boy, they really showed up. But
and a really actually pretty good turnout.
turnout.
For how chilly it is outside.
Yeah. But we're happy to have everyone listening at home and hope that you're comfy and warm for what should be maybe not the most attractive game of soccer in the MAC that you'll see, but an important game against two very good teams.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. I think you'll see both teams try to play pretty defensive, not give the other team a lot of space, not give them room to counter. A lot of the game's going to be played in the middle of the field tonight. It's going to be my bet.
Yeah. And so we should just address up front. We've got some freshmen and sophomores starting tonight. We're Falcons missing a few players. Chris Brennan out with injury. Tom Roble out with injury. And who was our last one? Remind me.
Peter Puglisi is on probation for his red card.
Yeah.
For the last game. So that's how it works in NCAA rules. For those of you at home that don't know, if you get a red card the game before, you automatically sit the next game. Right. You're not allowed to play. So Peter picked up a unfortunate double yellow last game against Northern.
I thought that was about to be a riddle or a limerick, tongue twister. Peter picked a penalty. Peter picked a penalty pass. But I talked to Coach Nichols, very confident in the players he has on the field. I asked if it would affect the game in any way. He said absolutely not. These are players that have played a lot of minutes already.
Yeah, I think if you ask anyone on the Falcons, they'll say this freshman class has been
phenomenal.
Yeah, absolutely outstanding. So they have a lot of people that can fill in and play those positions.
And it's something that Coach told me before the season started earlier this summer. He said, I think this is one of the best freshman classes I've ever had. And I didn't quite get it because the results weren't there at the beginning of the season, but now you see the quality coming through. And the quality was there. We've said Jensen's name a lot in the last games that we've commentated together. So
absolutely,
it just shows that Coach had the vision for these younger players, and the results are going to come eventually. It's definitely
a learning curve too. It's not the second you step on campus that you're automatically going to pick it up. It's a different game than what you've played growing up in the club, academy.
Oh, the speed, the strength, intensity.
It's just a learning curve, so it takes a little time.
Yeah. So like you said, until now, pretty much all the action through the middle of the pitch. I think I'll go out for a BG throw-in.
I think another big key point for this game, too, is look to see both teams really set up for set pieces.
Oh, yeah.
That's where this game most likely is going to be won. Exactly. Just on a set piece where somebody rises up and wants a little bit more than other people. A goal that reminds me of that is Ebby from last game against Northern. Not sure if you got to see the highlight or not, but it was a corner kick, and Ebby came soaring across and over a defender and just buried a header. And those are the goals that win you MAC games.
And we know that Tate can give the service.
Yeah.
We know he's capable of it. So Broncos in attack, but Falcons look to counter. Don't quite have the numbers. And we should, Coach, mention that the field has actually been suffering from some kind of a fungus or a disease, and the grounds crew has been working hard to remedy that. He said the field will affect play a little bit today too, and just acknowledge that up front. But we have a fantastic grounds crew here at Cochrane Stadium. They do a great job, and I've never thought of that before, that the field can get sick.
Yeah,
it's bizarre.
Yeah, it really is. It's something that I guess from my talk to them, you can't really control either. It wasn't like preventative.
Yeah.
And it's sad because normally the field is in absolute pristine condition this time of year.
He said it was the Pythium fungus. Okay. So, yeah. I want to know what the copay is going to be on that. If it's
if our field's covered.
Yeah, we covered. Do we need to go to an out of network care, or what's the? But it's something you take for granted, right? I'm just used to the field looking perfect all the time, right? So when you notice it, it's like you realize how much work it goes into taking care of it. And of course, BG played a huge game here last week, or a week before it, against Akron, which I was out for. I know you had the pleasure of commentating with Kian. I hope you had a good time. I listened to a little bit of it. Actually, while I was watching another soccer game, I had the YouTube game on in a headpiece, so I could listen to both. So I was watching Zlatan out of one eye, and our guys out of another eye.
No, it was a good game. And that. Speaking of games that don't do the field justice, that was a really wet game.
Yeah.
Didn't do the field much help and already suffering. But no, it was good to see the boys really play hard against Akron. Gave them everything they could handle, and I think
that's
both teams pretty happy with the
good
point
result.
There.
Yeah, I actually think Akron's happy. Would be happy with that, to go away against a team they know probably is underperforming in terms of the table, but has the quality.
Yeah, it's weird to say Akron being happy with the point like in the MAC, because in previous years, you've seen how dominant they've been.
Yeah, but it's cyclical to a degree.
And it's nice to see the rest of the MAC, being able to compete and start to get that gap smaller and smaller.
Yeah, I would almost say it's less about Akron fading as it is the quality of play in the MAC. I mean, it's probably both, meet in the middle a little bit, but yeah. Charlie on the ball, he'd probably like to have that pass back. Now, as a former player, can you walk us through are you just miserable in the cold? It's a mental thing?
No, so for me, at least when I was playing, playing is the best part. You don't envy the people that are watching right now on the bench, because it's just freezing. The second you come out of a game in one of these games,
you just get cold.
You get frozen. Good little ball there by Tate. Yeah. Good D there by Western Michigan.
Hands on his head. He knows that was an opportunity.
I think that's number 23 for Western Michigan. Cameron Sipple cut that pass out. Good little look there by Tate, though.
Yeah. And another center back for Western that I'll mention is Thornton, who Coach Wiseman said is very effective on set pieces. And like you said, that could be a big part of tonight's game if there's going to be goals in this game.
Yeah.
Which I can't imagine it will be wide open. I think 1-0 is a very possible result.
Yeah, Western, I would say, just looking at paper, looked like to be the bigger team, but we've seen our center backs and how
we've got an Ebby, so that he
he
finds about
he's got the
12
vertical.
inches when he needs it. Yeah, I don't know how he does that.
So both teams will be very dangerous on set pieces.
Yeah, I watched the Liverpool game this morning, and Shaqiri, I don't know, it reminds me of Evie. Just so strong,
built,
yeah, absolutely.
Anthony Mwembia picks that up. I think it's important we note on his play as of late. He has been an absolute stud
and against the Akron game, his statistics, you'd remember him better than I would because you called the game, but I think it was 10 or 11 saves, which is unbelievable.
He's been unbelievable for the Falcons as of late.
And he's a known quantity. I mean, we know that's there. There was maybe a couple mistakes in some of the first few games, but he's about as solid as they come.
Yeah.
And not just in the MAC, but in I would say D1 college soccer. I think that there are endless teams that would be
more than happy to
thrilled to have him on their team.
Absolutely.
And to our point about the MAC improving, RPI-based results put the MAC in third as a third best conference, which is incredible.
Yeah, it's really neat to see the MAC just really start to develop as one of the power conferences across the country. So right now, for you at home that don't know the rankings, ACC is ranked as the #1 conference, followed by the Pac-12 and then the MAC. So the conference we're currently watching comes in and wraps up in 3rd. So ahead of the Big Ten, conferences like that.
So ahead of Michigan, ahead of Ohio State, ahead of it's just amazing.
And I think a big part of that is the addition of SIUE. They're a very good school.
Yep.
Historically, a very good soccer program. And this year, no doubt about it, one of the better teams in the MAC as well, across the country too.
I'm looking forward to an exciting tournament as Western attacks here.
The ref flags
like
him offside.
Great offside call there.
Yep.
Very close, but it looked to be good.
So this is what we talked about early on, just both teams feeling each other out a little bit. Haven't seen really any good chances for either team. Both teams are going to be very defensive tonight. Defense first, and then try to steal one on a counter or set piece.
Yeah, and look for Mo's leadership here in the back, keeping the right shape. Got some. I mean, Achille at this point is a vet. He's played enough games where I think he's comfortable. But it's really Mo's leadership in the back that keeps the shape. I think.
Yeah.
And boy, the wind is just howling. You see it in the players' tops. It's not just high up in the stands that the wind's going. It's pretty strong on the field too. Now, did you wear the gloves when you played, or?
I did. I would always just try to be as warm as possible, so I would go gloves, long sleeve. Yeah. I see some players going short sleeve.
Yeah.
Props to you.
What do you think about the short sleeve with gloves look?
I don't never really understood that, but
I think Messi does that. Maybe maybe they're trying to channel their inner Messi.
There you go.
So they decide their shoulders are warm enough, with their arms are okay, but then the hands need the gloves. Zach Bisher's out there, nothing.
That's what you want out of your
bare arms and bare hands, yeah. It does seem like the gloves would. What kind of gloves are you wearing? Are there soccer gloves?
Yeah,
for the
so they have like fingertips.
Sticky?
Yeah, if it was a regular glove, like it would slip out of your hand, like the ball when you went to throw it.
Yeah, but you don't want receivers' gloves because those almost hold the ball too much.
It's just like the fingertips have like a little stickiness on them.
Yeah.
Oh, good ball there by Chris Sullivan. Found Tate, it just wasn't able to control it.
I feel like Achille might be wearing those.
Football gloves?
I've seen Nike. No, not the soccer gloves. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Achille person that has gotten a lot of minutes, so we talked about the injuries and whatnot, but Falcons definitely have some people, like Achille hasn't been starting a ton of games for the Falcons, but he's played a ton, especially at the beginning of the year. So. And
a prototypical center back, boy, if you could design one, he's about his build, his height.
Very technical.
Very technical, good passing. And as you start to see the college game mirror somewhat of the pro game, there's always kind of the meta that surrounds the game of soccer, and I think it does trickle down. So players that are technical in the back, not saying that, we know Coach Nichols is pragmatic. He's not ever going to look to play out of the back all the time. But it doesn't hurt to have a center back that can comfortably play out of the back, right?
Right. Couldn't agree more. And he's a good replacement for Alexi, who we lost last year, who was exactly that type of player who could play out of the back.
Absolutely. Alexi playing his professional soccer, I believe.
For Louisville City. I think they won their first USL game, along with Ryan James, another ex-Bowling Green Falcon. With
Ryan James. It's been a while since I've heard that name.
Nashville USL team.
Yep.
So.
My Sporting Kansas City drafted him in the Super Draft a few years ago.
Good little player.
Yeah, absolutely. I'd like to see him come back for an alumni weekend. I don't know if he's come back anytime recently, but it'd be neat to have him in the booth.
It's tough in season. That's a problem with the alumni game. It's always
players
in
that
season
are still
for
playing.
them. Yeah. It's always on a weekend where they have a game.
Yeah. Great long pass there from Western Michigan. Didn't get from number 6. Boy, it was right on the boot of a forward, and the Falcons are fortunate to be able to reshape here.
Good D there by Achille.
Oh, pretty pass too.
Good little play there by the Falcons to get out of their end.
Ref will pull it back a few meters. Tate with the quick throwing and finds a
Chris Sullivan.
Chris
tried
Sullivan
to find Charlie,
in attack. Boy, I liked that. That was just very aware from Tate to see a
he-
completely unmarked Chris Sullivan.
He found
in
a good
attack.
little spot there, a good little pocket in between the center backs and in the defensive mids. And good job, like you mentioned, by Tate to be able to realize that. Tate's a really good basketball player too, so
I didn't know that.
Little
I didn't
credit
know
to
that.
him on that.
Interesting.
As well. Not as good as me, but he's got it.
Now, you mentioned before that Mo was a good basketball player as well. Speaking
Yeah.
of Mo, he goes up for that one, takes a knock in the head. 3 points, no points.
You see Jensen have, I think that's the first shot in the game. I don't know if
Not
we can
the best.
quantify that as a shot.
Let's call it a half shot.
Yeah, we'll call it a half shot.
Call it a souvenir. That was our equivalent of the T-shirt cannon. I think somebody over at Burger King is going to find that in front of their car. And it'll be interesting to see if Charlie can carry that energy going forward from his last 2 goals. I'm sure, and you can speak to that as a player, when you have a couple good results, what you can do with that momentum.
Yeah. Well, I was watching that play a little bit.
Yeah,
I
the
think
ball just went out.
Barely, yeah.
Yeah, barely.
No, I think Charlie definitely a player in form. As you mentioned, he's got back-to-back game-winning goals for the Falcons in overtime.
Yeah, with just the seconds ticking off.
Yeah. So he's definitely in form.
Pass.
Good ball by Tate.
Fantastic.
There. Appeals for a penalty kick there.
Says no.
Ref had a very good look at it. Great ball by Tate again to find Chris.
That
Sullivan.
was probably the smoothest wide open attack we've seen. I mean, pinpoint passing, that was clinical, and that will surely waken up Western Michigan as BG starts to find a plan of attack.
I think the theme for the weekend training, from what I've heard from the players, has been chemistry up top. So they're looking to get Tate, Charlie Macheski, and then Chris Sullivan, obviously, as well, all on the same page, playing off each other, running together.
Yeah.
And I think that was a perfect example. Tate trying to find my younger brother, Chris, who knocked it down to Charlie. Appeals for a penalty kick. Ref had a good view at it. It said no.
Yep. You can hear the wind howling up there. And here comes Ebby. Wow. Ebby is very strong on the ball. He might take this all the way.
Good job by the ref to call that one. Good little run there by Ebby.
Or Essie, as I call him. Yeah. It just shows that Coach Nichols trusts him to make those runs because he wasn't yelling at him to get back.
It also speaks to that he's trusting the other people behind him. He's trusting Mo. He's trusting Ashiel back there as well, just to, if we do lose the ball, you guys better have Ebby's back.
And if you asked Ebby where he plays, he would probably not. He would say he's a wing back.
Yeah.
Wouldn't he? He's not going to say I'm a left back or I'm a
center
back.
back.
He's going to say I'm a wing back. He might even say he's a winger that tracks back a lot.
Oh, good play.
Oh
just
my
over
by a yard. Great service.
Real neat set piece there.
Set piece that you've talked about a dozen times.
Yeah.
Every game you talk about it, and it's Mo on on one of the posts heading it back over goal. And the Falcons really leave one on the table there. Should have been a goal probably.
That was an interesting one, too, because you saw like 3 Falcons ran over the ball. Because they're so far away, they were able to get full head of steam, find Mo on the back post, and then they're already at full steam ahead. Unlucky for Ebby not to be able to head that one down. Good ball by Mo.
This far into the season, the bag of tricks might be open, especially on a night with bad weather where you might need a little something extra.
In a MAC game as well, I think you save those type of plays for MAC games, not early on in the year.
Don't want to show your hand too much.
Exactly.
Shield with the ball to Tate. Tate protesting slightly that he was being held up there. Great header from Mo. Western in attack here, probing up that left side. You're going to reset through the middle here. great communication from the Falcons. You see everyone calling out their assignments, making sure they're on the same page.
Good tackle.
Oh, fantastic. Boy, a risky tackle from Ashiel in the box, but extremely calculated.
Western's got the Falcons pinned in here a little bit.
They do, but the Falcons seem to have a good shape. If you look at that, you don't see any big holes. Everyone's covering their lines.
Yep.
You can see Mo and Ashiel are almost exactly foot for foot together, and I think that's what you see as the players play more throughout the season. That I think of any part of the pitch, the back is what really takes the time to gel. Not that we're trying offside traps or anything like that, but you just that communication.
Yeah.
You know? But now the Falcons in attack. You switch the field.
I like that from Maddie.
I like it because he hits it hard enough where no matter what, the ball is going to come back out into play.
Yeah. Look to see him try to whip this one in as well. Yep. There's nobody on the backside. As if Vinny was all the way across.
Yeah.
All right. Not terrible, though.
So a little back and forth now.
Yeah. Ebby for the Falcons down on the far side. Looks like he ran into the Bowling Green bench.
That would be a big loss, especially with some players already out. Boy, that was near the heater, too. You can see. Is that a heater with the flame?
Yeah.
That's a little scary.
We're sorry for you guys at home watching. We can't really have a good view on what's going on the far side.
Yeah,
it looks like a yellow card was issued to a Western Michigan player, but a little too far away for us to be able to tell.
It does look like Ebby's up and about to 24.
Okay, so the yellow card goes to number 24, Anthony Bowie for Western Michigan.
First card of the night.
It's kind of one of those, like, if you're football fans back home, American football that is, it's one of those once the running back gets out of bounds and you kind of push
hit him again.
Unnecessary roughness. I don't know what you call it, but
yeah. And hey, we want to give a big shout out to Scott Prepan, who sponsored this live stream tonight, which was just awesome. We really appreciate it. Supporting the live stream, keeping us on air. So Scott Prepan, class of '84, we appreciate it. Not sure if you were here for alumni weekend, but hope you can make it out maybe next year. And it's just awesome. It's just really cool, all the alumni, including yourself, that come back to help the team out. You're doing it now by broadcasting with us, by commentating, and it's really cool. It gives it that family feel. And I know Coach Nichols works hard to keep that going.
It's a culture, right? And I think it speaks volumes to the program. You have so many alumni come back. I think we had, I want to say, over 80 alumni for alumni weekend. And that ranged from people that had just graduated, like myself, to people that graduated back in the 60s. Like, there are people from all over the country, the globe, that came back, and I think that just speaks volumes to this program. That's very much a family type of feel, like you mentioned.
Absolutely. Broncos in attack. Oh, excellent to pick that off because number 16 was on goal.
Great job by Ashiel Robin there to clip that.
Fantastic. He's had two kind of clearances like that have been crucial, playing really well early on.
He's come in and filled into that position vacated by Tom, who's been awesome for the Falcons so far this year.
Tom has been phenomenal.
And Ashiel stepping right in.
Not a big drop-off. It's great to see that there's that kind of consistency, and you need that to make a deep run.
It's definitely a mindset, too. It's the next man up, you know. Injuries happen. It's a part of the college game, and good teams have people that can step in, and you don't feel like you lost a step.
Yep. Ref saw something he didn't like there, and we see Freddie and Frida happy they made it out on this chilly night. It's probably not so bad in the in the outfits, right?
Yeah, I would assume it's pretty hot in there.
Wait, maybe we're not supposed to tell people that those are outfits, that those are costumes. I don't know if there's any kids watching. Freddie and Frida are real. I meant their outfits that they're wearing over themselves, like they're cheerleading outfits, clearly. Mo has a problem. Didn't quite get it out quick enough. Anthony comes out for it. And that just seemed like Mo didn't – I don't know if he didn't realize he had a man on, but maybe took an extra second. But confidence all the way through the back.
Yeah, Anthony bails him out. Yeah. You saw Anthony right after he picks that ball up. He gives Mo a little pat on the back and says, I got you.
I got you.
Just don't let it happen again.
Yeah, don't do it again. I got you
this time.
One time, yeah. And now the Falcons in attack. Tate Robertson kind of ran into a wall there.
Good D by Vinny Warner there on the far side. Another player that I think he played the full 100 and whatever minutes at NIU.
Yeah.
Very good player.
And, boy, talk about the training and your conditioning really mattering, because we're playing a lot of overtime games. I mean, it's almost like given that every game starts to feel like an overtime game, right? And so that extra, being in shape, being that peak conditioning that Coach Nichols, Coach Mason, really enact is important.
Absolutely.
So Western goes over the top like Coach Wiseman said they would. He said probably they would not be playing out of the back too much, just with the weather and just kind of how he expected the game to be. Maybe the field would have something to do with that too.
Probably a little bit of everything.
A little bit of everything,
yeah. And the fact that it's a MAC game, we don't want – neither team wants to give up a silly goal, losing something in the back and giving up a breakaway.
Rather probably take it to overtime, 0-0, especially when you're away, right?
Yeah. Cool moment here for the Falcons as Mitchell Hughes makes his debut, regular season debut.
Debutant, there you go.
Mitchell, a player that got a little unlucky at the beginning of the year with an injury, so he's been set out, but he's cleared to play, and it's nice to see him get his first minutes as a Falcon.
Looking to open his account here at Cochrane Stadium. And
so
why not him,
Yeah.
Have a go. Now Tate on the break, just looking for that killer pass.
Finds Mitchell. And good service there.
Oh, and a bit of a soft foul there. We were right in front of it. Ashiel maybe brushed his back.
He's laughing about it, so he doesn't think it's a foul.
Right. That's part of the game.
Yeah.
And I got to say that the orange fence here on the southernmost goal with the huge dark, ominous trees blowing in the wind, very Halloween themed, so very fitting. We're just missing maybe some trick-or-treat candy, but it's definitely set the tone here on the southernmost goal.
Couldn't agree more.
Yeah. And look at the flags. They are just really blowing. And right now, it looks like the wind is blowing kind of southeast, so probably favoring Anthony on goal kicks right now. We'll see although that one was kind of a ground ball.
Good job by
Yeah,
Shield
Shield
just to
actually
help that
did
one on.
Yeah, that one did need some help. A little back heel, which was effective. Tate breaking, and boy, like to see maybe take that first touch back to Tate, but maybe the idea is that attacking chances are so few that you want to kind of maximize and not risk an errant pass.
Having the ball is your friend.
Yep, goes out for a BG throw-in.
I like Mitchell's play so far. He's been very direct when he gets on the edge. You know, you see it a lot in the EPL. You get it out wide and you just whip balls hard across the front of the net. He's touched it twice out there and got it whipped in as hard as he could both times.
And the good thing about that is even if it goes not well for you, there's other good things that can happen on a rebound, you could pick up a set piece from it. Tate not wearing those gloves either. And Tate's throw-ins tonight have been on point. That was the second throw-in that has been kind of part of a direct attack.
Yeah. Look like Western might have some numbers there breaking out, but BG does a good job. Those are always what we call like a really good foul. You're really
slow them
down. You're 90 yards from your own net. Just take a foul, slow things down, get numbers behind the ball. That was a Shield Robin who picked that foul up. Like we mentioned, both teams not really having a ton of really, really good chances, I would say.
No. My concern for the Falcons would be try not to give up a corner, because right now, just surveying the field, Western would have a size advantage. So I think you're always going to try to avoid them. So it's not like you can probably do more. But if you can minimize the amount of corners, that would probably be good.
For the best, absolutely. Yeah. Good job. Good little hustle play there by Vinny Warner and Tate Robertson on the far side, just doing a good job of making it hard for the Western Michigan center backs to play out, get that ball cleared, and it pays off. You get another long throw, and we've seen how dangerous the Falcons have been throughout the year on these types of long throws. Tate can really get it in there. And then
he thought about taking it short. It looked like he thought about taking it short for Jansen to then ship it, but decided to go for goal instead.
BG whistled for a foul there in the middle of the field, so look to see Western set up for one of their set pieces that we've talked about how dangerous they can be.
Still only one card in the game, I believe, shoot on that foul against Ebby over by the BG dugout. Doesn't look like he's any worse for the wear.
Yep.
And here we go. Western Michigan corner, so we'll see how BG sets up here. Great to have Mo there and a shield.
So Western going to make a couple changes here. It's number 11, Donovan Michael, coming in for number 10, Castimani. And I think number 14, Alex Rudock, also checking in for the Broncos.
Yeah, we want to thank our viewers from all over the country. We'll let Western take this corner first. Ashiel away, and boy, Ashiel has been playing lights out today. Falcons need to clear here.
Ashiel away again. Falcons just need to get some numbers up.
Finally, Charlie
just gets it out.
Gets it away. Now the Falcons can kind of refine their shape here, although that's a great ball into the box.
Yep.
Has to bat it away.
Good job by Anthony.
Great defensive stand there. And yeah, we want to thank all of our, not just alumni players, but alumni that still support the team all over the country. I've heard from folks in Seattle, LA, Athens, Ohio, New York City that are watching the game. Always cool to hear that. So.
And just like most every MAC game, it seems like it started to drizzle on the field,
so
the rain is starting to come down.
Now, do you have 2 sets of studs for that, or you just usually have one? You break your long ones out.
I'd wear soft grounds at this point. They're like the metal ones.
Right.
Just because the field's going to get really slippery and soft, so the longer the stud, the better your traction is.
Maybe slows you down a little bit, but you makes up for it with the traction.
So this is going to be number 23, Cameron Sipple, with the free kick here for the Broncos. Pretty dangerous spot for righty if he can put some whip on it. Yeah.
We'll see what the wind does to the ball here. It didn't do much. Yeah, and Tate will be
so he wasn't able to beat Tate's arm there.
Yeah. Are you surprised not to see a card there, or?
That looked like a weird one. That's a weird one. Broncos are going to play short.
Wow, Sheila again, and boy, he is my player of the match so far.
Yeah, he's been really just clinical in the back.
Fantastic. That, I think, is the 5th clearance I've seen from him tonight.
Important clearances, too.
And he's clapping as he runs up because he knows, hey, that was a big defensive stand.
Yep.
Let's see if the Falcons can sustain some possession now, maybe take the pressure off the back a little bit. Great ball up the sideline, taken care of by Ebby, and then Zach played it off of Bronco. I'm sure he would say he did it on purpose.
Win the throw.
Falcons ball, won the throw. A little bit surprised that Ebby didn't maybe try to switch the field there with Broncos kind of all congested up the side, but Falcons have the ball in a good place again.
Set up for another long throw.
Yep. And Jensen just creeps up to give Tate the option if he wants to play it short. And he thinks about it again.
The Broncos really only leaving one person up front, so bringing a lot of help back.
Yeah.
They must have gotten a scout where they were pretty nervous.
Yeah. Well, technical move there that worked out our way. It looked like he might clear back to Anthony Mwembia.
Yeah. He had me fooled on that one.
Yeah, he did. He might have had himself fooled. Chris Sullivan with a great ball to Tate. Let's see if Tate can find that pass.
Mitchell doing what he does best, whipping it.
Oh, great.
It's in a good spot every time, yeah.
Absolutely. And you'd think Coach will say, hey, more of that in the second half.
I'd like to just see a couple more runners get up there with him.
Yeah, and I'd just like to see us work up the right a little bit more.
Yeah.
We've been having a lot of luck there, so I'm a little surprised that we haven't gone back as the rain starts to fall in earnest at Cochrane Stadium here.
Oh, good
Bowling
flag.
Green.
Good ball there by Chris Sullivan.
Needed another body or a knee or something there. That ball was never going to find the net on its own, but it was good service.
I love that. Tate just trying to flick it to the back post. Hope somebody's back there.
Somebody's there.
Just a little unlucky that nobody was.
Tate, I would say, quietly having a good game, helping keep control of the ball in parts of the final third or maybe final 40%. Chris Sullivan showing some dribbling aptitude there. Hops and
little
skips.
Possession spell here for the Falcons. That's kind of nice.
Yep.
Seemed like the Broncos might have a little momentum going forward.
Yeah, make them work a little bit. And there we go up that right side.
And Mitchell doing what he does best. We'll whip it in. Just got to get some more numbers in the box.
Yeah. Great first touch there, I think, from number 13.
19.
19
yeah.
for Western Michigan. Great first touch up that.
Zach Shane.
Yeah. Wow.
Great ball by Shield.
Beautiful pass from Shield.
We keep saying his name.
We do. He's
oh my gosh. Good hit there by Tate Robertson.
And we were right behind the ball. That oh gosh, you might have jumped out of your seat.
I didn't do it justice because I just took a big gas right when I saw him.
Yeah, we both did. Well, we were like right behind him.
Tate caught that so clean. So unlucky not to have that hit the crossbar and go straight down.
Yeah.
He caught that so perfect on his left, which is not his preferred foot.
And you and I saw a goal like that earlier this season. No, it was last season. Tate hit and it was another commentator that I was working with. But we saw him hit a volley like that. I mean, goal of the season for me. So he's got him in the locker. Wow.
So I think that's obviously the best chance so far in this game.
Yeah, I'll say so. And did the keeper get a hand on that? Or
I think the ball was moving so much and knuckling that it looked like somebody might have touched it, but I think he just caught it so clean.
Yeah, we'll look forward to seeing that one on the YouTube replay.
And the camera's going to have a really good view of that one.
Yeah, absolutely. As Western's forced to clean up here. In Western, putting just about everybody behind the ball. Maybe both teams thinking about getting out of this. Well, I think BG is looking to attack, but I think Western would probably like to just get out.
Yeah, Falcons really dominating possession at this point in the half. Kind of feel they almost smell blood.
Yep. And boy, Ebby is silky smooth when he decides to get forward. Dribbling past two Broncos there.
And I like it, too, when he goes forward because he knows when to give it up. He knows when, it's not on.
Yeah.
Let's find somebody else.
There he gets back to position. No foul. Tate looked to the ref like he thought it might be coming, but says play on. Never went.
Numbers here a little bit for the Broncos. Let's see if Bowling Green can get some numbers behind the ball.
Ebby will box out here.
Great play there by Ebby.
Fantastic. Able to.
You know, most center backs you'd see just kind of elect to just knock that one out for a throw-in. Ebby is not most center backs.
Well, he was already thinking about dribbling back probably.
Yeah.
Smart possession here, too. Nothing up that right, so reset through the middle. Broncos in attack. Falcons have the numbers to deal with it. No foul there at all.
Ref was right there,
Yeah.
so he had a great view at it.
The refs had a good game so far.
Yeah, he's done a good job. He hasn't really had too much to do, so I think he'll be pretty happy about that.
And, you know, maybe when it's cold and nasty, the players are less interested in
it could be
putting extra on their tackles. They're more just trying to stay on the pitch and stay uninjured.
Yeah.
So it might be because we've seen some chippy games here at Cochrane Stadium this year, just by the nature of where teams have been in the table.
Good in there by Mitchell. A good ball by Tate to find Chris Sullivan.
Oh,
finds Tate
beautiful.
back. Unlucky.
Tate tries kind of a spinning pirouette, which actually did not seem ridiculous. It was kind of in the run of play. Made sense. That would have been an ESPN top 10 for sure.
So 1 minute left here in the half. Broncos trying to see if they can't get one more look at goal. But Mo Mustafa will see that one out for a Falcon goal kick.
Oh, we're here. We're in awe of the rain. We've got a whole team of comedians up here in the booth. 2 drink minimum, but it can be hot chocolate. It doesn't have to be the strong stuff. Although if you're listening to their jokes, you might need,
especially if they're my jokes.
If you're of age, of course, we encourage responsible legal.
So 0-0 to wrap up the half. I think both teams are
in the howling wind. And boy, if you're here at the stadium, go get a hot chocolate and a blanket. If you're at home, throw another log on the fire, top up your marshmallows, and we'll see you back for a wet but important half of soccer here at Cochrane Stadium. Thank you.
Soccer Club and Bowling Green Recreation. The mission of D-League is to grow the sport of soccer in our community and to create a positive connection between student athletes with the youth in our community. You can find out more information about D-League at the Bowling Green Parks and Rec website. To all the D-League players, volunteer coaches, parents in attendance, BGSU men's soccer would like to say thank you for your participation this fall season. Thank you for your support of BGSU soccer. We're looking forward to another great season this spring. And now, Falcons fans, on the podium, a little halftime entertainment. We have 5 lucky contestants having a shootout against Freddie Falcon. Let's see how the first one goes. Oh, and he scores it to the right side. Don't worry, Freddie. I know you're just getting warmed up. All right, contestant number 2. Oh, right side again. All right, contestant number 3.
Hello and welcome back to Cochrane Stadium on a beautiful, sunny, warm. Actually, it's not either of those things. It's miserable and cold and windy. But you know what? We got a soccer game. I'm Stephen Jenkins, joined by my colleague Joe Sullivan. 0-0. It's Maction. We're at home. It's a Saturday night. You probably don't have to work tomorrow. There's a lot of things to be excited about.
Yeah.
45 minutes of soccer.
I'd say
minimum,
so far
minimum 45.
We're gonna go with 45.
We're gonna.
The Falcons are looking like they were tapping on the door there at the end of the half. Both teams, like we said at the beginning of the game, not giving each other a ton of space to play. A lot of game being played in the middle of the field. I'm wondering to see what the weather and what the cold coming out of halftime. You know, it's always tough to get those legs back warmed up.
And Tate Robertson with an absolute belter, knuckling ball. Unlucky not to score, but maybe take that energy into the second half.
Yeah.
As Western Michigan will now attack the southernmost goal. And the wind, it's just hard to tell where it's coming from. If you look at the trees, it's not the most reliable indicator. But if you look at the rain, it's kind of blowing southeast a little bit.
Yeah, it's a little bit of both. Like it's kind of a sideways wind across the field, maybe a little bit towards the Bowling Green goal.
We'll see if it affects Anthony's distribution at all. But he's got a pretty big leg on him, so it didn't seem like the ball was holding up in the air too much for Western as they took goal kicks. So
Western earning a free kick here. Electing to play short.
And I know our student athletes here are very not professional. They're amateur, but they're very serious about the game. But how much does getting off the field factor into wanting to score and win?
Yeah.
If you score in the next 45 minutes, you get to leave. That's got to be a motivator.
I couldn't agree more.
I mean, sure, winning is great, but being warm and dry is also great. Well, I take that back. The ball holds up pretty good in the air.
Yeah. Anthony put a little more air than he normally does on those.
Yeah, he might have to hit some line drives going forward because, boy, that ball just stalled.
Or they might just elect to play a little shorter than on goal kicks, just play out of the back.
My only fear with that is when it's wet, boy, all you have to do is slip one time with a bad pass and someone's in on goal. So we'll see. We'll see how they choose to go forward.
Good job by Zach Bisher there to hold uphill play.
In the middle of the field, and Tate surrounded by about 3 Broncos, but manages to get away. Falcon ball for a throw-in.
I was going to say it might be a little too far for them to decide to do a long throw, but Tate.
Yeah.
Tate. I don't think Mo and Ebby wanted to go up.
I think the wind actually, if you look at the flags, could actually really be helpful in talent. So maybe he gets an extra meter or two.
Oh, they'll play short.
They'll play short after we say all that. Makes me look dumb. That's all right. That's a pretty good ball back in, but again, just got held up.
Here's Charlie McChesky. Good header there by Vinny.
Yeah, and the Falcons persevering through some bad weather, bad rain, but able to keep the ball down on this side of the pitch. Just don't want to get too complacent on the counter, but Zach Bisher there in kind of that free safety role.
Yeah.
Buddha.
What an awesome nickname that is, Buddha. Falcons getting another long throw here. Doing a good job of just keeping Western Michigan kind of trapped in their own defensive end here.
Yeah, and you noted during halftime that the rain makes it harder to play defense. So we'll see if good things come just from keeping the ball down here. See if Western makes a mistake, slips up.
That's the big thing
is
slipping is really hard defensively to keep your footing, and then any ball or service kind of on the ground low and whipped hard across the goal.
Probably especially when you're leaning back into somebody, almost a basketball, a post move.
Yeah.
If they can move your body weight, then you might slip. So Chris Sullivan just slipped a tiny bit there.
Yeah, I'm interested if any of the players kind of switched out their shoes like you mentioned.
Yeah, I'm always interested in that.
I'm sure a handful of them did. Just selecting with the soft ground. I'm also wondering if the field really is that soft, or
yeah,
it could still be pretty hard with how cold it's been as of late.
Great ball from Evie considering the weather here. Looked like maybe an accidental handball. Ref says go ahead.
And that's where the Falcons have been at their best, when they're knocking the ball around like they were right there with Ebby.
Yep.
When they keep possession a little bit more, they've kind of been able to get better chances than Western has.
Charlie on the ball.
He's a tough kid to get the ball off of, too. He's pretty
yeah.
tricky. He's deceptively kind of quick.
I was just going to say that. Able to kind of create that space around him, too. Probably a little stronger player than
he's given credit for. Yeah, right. Good decision by Mo. Let's see if Anthony just puts his foot through it. He does.
And wow. Right as that ball was in the air, the wind just picked up. And if you're at home right now with your hot cocoa, save a thought for these players, because it is just coming down out there. Wind and rain.
The Broncos are in a corner there.
And you just wonder if they try to whip it in, if it blows right back over the goal with how hard this wind is going, if they have to adjust for that. You look at the corner flag, it's blowing basically straight back
at you,
at the player. You almost need to kick it down the sideline a little bit.
You almost started exactly where the ref is right now.
Right.
You aim it right at him, and then the wind will do the rest.
And that's what he does, and the ball whips in pretty good. Falcons fortunate to not concede there.
He must have heard me.
Yeah, he did.
Numbers here for the Falcons.
Let's see what we can do. And Tate takes an extra touch. Just again, I imagine the weather has something to do with it.
Yeah, that's got to be a yellow card.
Yeah.
Ref's going to stop the clock. Yellow card's going to go to number 12, Jake Roof.
Still probably a pretty professional foul. I don't think Coach Wiseman will really have an issue with that, because the Falcons were breaking in mass.
It's a good foul. I don't think Jake has any complaints about the yellow card either.
No, I don't think so.
Yellow card for Western Michigan issued to number 12, Jake Roof.
This is going to be an interesting free kick to take, because I don't really know. Oh, yep, that's probably the best place.
Yeah. Ooh, little flick. Ebby with the techers.
See if Vinny can't get some distribution here. Good defense there by Western Michigan to stand up Ebby. And he's going to get flagged for. He clipped him. It's a good call by the ref. He was in a good spot for that one.
Yeah, and the refs had a good game so far. And, you know, Western might be happy just to kind of sit on the ball here for a little bit after some attack. After having to absorb a lot of attack, you know, they may want to just, I don't know, hold the ball for a little bit, flip the ball from side to side for a little bit. Tate Robertson begging, you know, hit the ball, let's go. And then
Falcons kind of sensing they have some momentum, I think, is really what it comes down to. They don't want the ball to be stopped.
Yeah.
And numbers here again for the Falcons, if Vinny can get in front of number 20.
Falcons will push forward, kind of the tip of the spear.
Good tackle there. Good tackle there by Paul Liegray. Liegray, I'm not exactly sure how you say his last name.
Something like that,
yeah. Sure, we'll go with that.
And it is still really coming down hard here. You can hear that wind howl.
I can't imagine what's really going through Ebby's head. coming from Ghana, you know, he's
Yeah,
definitely
this
never seen something like this. He's gonna call his parents back home and say, "Mom and Dad, you have no clue what I just saw.
Yeah.
I want to come home."
And what's your message if you're Mo here leading that defense? Let's tighten up, keep things tight in the back, good communication.
Yeah, I think the key is to get out when you can. So, like right now, Western kind of has the defensive line pinned in a little bit. The second you get the numbers out, or the ball out, you got to get your numbers up if you're Mo.
Yeah.
And so that always starts from your center back and your goalkeeper, just to get up, push players forward. And that way there's not a ton of room for Western to operate in your box.
And like you said, when it's got to be super hard when it's that wet, just keeping your footing. Right?
Yeah. That's it. Speaking of keeping your footing, Western player.
Boy, if Tate
yeah.
could have escaped there, that could have been profitable. Well, if anyone wonders if BGSU can get it done on a cold night in Stoke, I would say they probably can based on how we look tonight. I'll put this up against any League 3 in England weather, small town. I think the only thing we're missing here is like some hot pies and bad beer. And save a thought for the they're not even ball boys and ball girls, they're ball men and women, because we couldn't, I don't think they wanted to put 4 and 5 year olds out there. That would, we may have a couple. Well, they're troopers. There's all kind. Yeah, we do. We've got some kids, we've got some adults. So props to everybody who's out there helping out the team.
All hands on deck.
Yeah. I think I might have just quit during the middle of the game. I just don't know if I have the willpower. But these kids are troopers. Maybe they've been bribed.
Looks like the Falcons about to make their first change. See number 9, Mitchell Hughes, checking into the game. So Mitchell obviously showing something. Coach Nichols saw something that he liked out of Mitchell. He gets him in a lot earlier this half.
And all the BGSU players that are out of the game are all huddled together around the heater.
And credit to Matt Walters, who just subbed out. He's been really good so far tonight. Talk about a freshman stepping up when you need somebody to step in.
Yeah.
In a Big Mac game, he definitely has done so far.
So it's 0-0 at Cochrane Stadium. We have about 33 seconds to go. We appreciate you tuning in, and if for some reason you're in the stands listening and you're still here, you are a trooper. We appreciate it. Your card's coming out. I didn't see what that was for, but there is a Bronco adjusting their shin pad.
I think the yellow card went to number 8 on Bowling Green, Zach Bisher.
He doesn't seem to be protesting too much, so something away from the ball maybe.
Yeah, couldn't have been dissent because the ref can't just stop the play.
Right.
So it had to be something behind the ball that we must have missed.
Mo with a critical intervention there. you can see his mind spinning as he's decided to take the ball out with the wind. Should I try to clear or should I play back? And just kind of made the best choice he could, but the ball still just hung up. So really difficult for the defense to get any kind of a clearance. You almost want to clear on the ground.
Yeah. Mo there again.
Or just kicking into the parking lot.
That's going to be a corner. It's a really dangerous spot if you have a good lefty. It looks like Western's going to have a righty take it. With the wind and whatnot, you could really put this one on goal, almost shoot it.
Yeah.
When they're going to play an outswinger instead.
I'll tell you, it's so windy, even the outswingers might swing back in.
Very true. Good job there by Anthony Mwembia to just command his box.
And boy, that ball just hangs up there.
Yeah, we're going to see a lot of that.
Yeah. I just wonder if Coach and is going to be saying, hey, just put those on the ground.
Good sportsmanship there by Tate Robertson and Ben Thornton on Western Michigan to help each other up after that tackle.
They're in this thing together, right? And the wind is just really howling. And you wonder, as more subs come in later in the game, if one of the coaches, Coach Nichols, Zach Mason, Sean Teepin might send a message to a defender, to Anthony Mwembia, saying, hey, let's keep the ball on the ground because it's just hanging in the air. You may not get the distance, but you'll have more control, Because when the ball hangs like that, Western has the chance to almost kind of set up. It's up there for so long.
It's a very good point. This is a dangerous spot here for a free kick.
Yeah, and like you said, I doubt that Anthony, other than here, has had maybe a chance playing in wind this strong.
He's probably still figuring it out. Yeah.
But it's not something you can really practice because you need the wind.
Good save there by Anthony Mwembia on the free kick. Falcons a little lucky that the ball that fell to the Western Michigan player, he didn't put it on frame.
And you could hear the Broncos fans exclaiming in frustration right in front of the booth here, and we welcome them to Bowling Green. We're sorry we couldn't have provided better weather. I doubt they'll be tailgating afterwards. And yeah, boy, if you're Anthony, it's hard to know what to do there. You don't want to make a mistake playing out of the back, but you're almost going to have to think about it because the ball is barely clearing a third of the pitch at this point on goal kicks. Oh, Charlie with a fantastic body feint, and that'll be played advantage, I believe. The Falcons now probing. Great ball. And Ebby, even with the wind, plays a great ball to Tate up top.
Falcons got to get some numbers back here.
Ebby just slips there.
Good job there by Mo and Jensen. Yeah, they did a good job just kind of stand him up,
Very
slow
calm,
him down.
Though. No desperation tackle.
Looks like Anthony didn't want to take the kick.
Yeah.
He's seen enough of his kicks get hung up in there. He said somebody else give it a try.
And just hit it low, and he does. And it was just what the doctor ordered there. Falcons able to take the ball into the midfield at least, and then
get the ball down and play.
Smart. So he figured it out quickly. And Anthony really is just an intelligent player like that. I've seen that in the way he sets up the defense, and in the way he knows when to come out and when not to come out of the box.
Couldn't agree more with you on that one.
And I'm really surprised that. Well, I'm surprised that the Broncos don't press here, knowing how hard it is to get the ball out. You can't do it in the air, really. I'm surprised. I'm surprised that Ebby doesn't come back. There you go. That was a good ball on the ground, wind or no wind. He'll be called back. Maybe a couple too many steps up the sideline there. And everything is just going to have to be low. Line drives. You think we're going to find a goal here in the next 25 minutes?
Yeah, I'm optimistic on it.
I don't think you could begrudge either team for not finding one, but it's open at times. I think the Falcons are probably a little unfortunate to be on this side of goal in this half.
Yeah.
The wind did not feel as much a factor in the first half as it does now.
Another yellow card. It looks like it's number 10 on Western Michigan, Costimani.
Yeah.
Something behind the ball. The ref must have seen that. They're going to flag him.
Boy, the weather's horrible, but how good do these lights look? And lighting up the field, right? You almost can't even play without this quality of light. So awesome, beautiful facility we have here.
So it was number 10 on Western Michigan, Costimani. That got the Costimone. That got the yellow card, and they subbed him out right away. See the Western head coach not wanting to risk a double yellow.
And Anthony is getting hyped out there. He's having to keep himself warm, jumping up and down. Tate Robertson needs some help.
I can hear you. Sir?
Another great body feint there.
Yes, just a second.
BG in attack, finding some joy through the middle here. It's going to take something special just due to the amount of bodies. Wow. And BG will get a corner.
Good little
there.
play there
Well
by
earned,
Chris
absolutely.
Sullivan and Charlie Macheski. Couple give and goes there.
Yeah, and there were a number of Western Michigan bodies. So
Yeah.
just to get a corner from that is pretty special.
And this is a dangerous spot for a corner kick, too. You got Tate on his preferred side to take a in-swinging right corner.
Yeah, the distance will be there. Let's just see if front to back he can put it where he wants it.
Yeah. The speed will be there. It's
Yeah.
the height is really the question on this
tricky.
ball. Yep.
Now they choose to play it short. I'm a little surprised by that, but maybe the wind was just so unpredictable that they thought, well, let's do something we know.
Give
we
ourselves a
can put on
little bit
carpet.
better of an angle, maybe.
Yeah.
So appeals for a handball there.
Yeah. Oh, Zach just gets the
Yeah.
ball sorted out
Scared
in
me.
the last
It
second.
looked like it was stuck under his foot a little bit.
Yeah. And again, it's just that goalkeeper DNA to go long like that, but it's a little scary every time he does.
Okay, Chase, you ready for those cards? All right, I've got Western.
Tate does a great job to kind of see past a few attackers and find the right option
Yep.
there. Ball falls kindly to him through the middle.
You see this game's getting more and more sloppy, I think.
Yeah, it is.
It's kind of opening up a little bit.
We've just been told it's 41 degrees. Wow, that's cold.
Mixing the rain.
Yeah.
A couple more and it's snow.
41 degrees, wind and rain. But you know, there's some hardcore fans down there too in the northern stand.
The student section, yeah.
They're not going crazy, but they are Cochrane crazy for being there, and we applaud them.
Sure. For Western, I've got 24, 12, and 10. And for BG, I have 8. Sounds good. Sure was. I mean, I know it's raining, so he's trying to somebody's trying to write stuff down. Thank you.
You can kind of see BG has Western trapped in a little bit here, keeping some nice possession.
Yep. Abby with some skills there.
Yeah,
Pops
good
the
little
ball
moves
up.
like that help.
Yep.
Tate's got a defender all over him.
He did a couple.
Well, this is what we're talking about. The Falcons doing a good job just keeping possession here.
Yeah.
Right as I say that, they lump it in.
Yep. That was a push in the back. And we'll see if Anthony, tried to play it lower on the ground. You know, gives the ball back, but at least in a better position.
Yeah,
for the
that's
Falcons
we're fine
You're
with
almost
that.
punting at this
Yeah,
point.
yeah.
It's just the wind is so unpredictable.
You mentioned it's kind of unlucky that the Falcons are attacking this half this time because at the beginning of the game it was not even close to what
I
it
think
is
if
right
Anthony was kicking from that end, he maybe could score.
now. Yeah. A Little Tim Howard back in the Everton days.
Yeah, you'd have to apologize for it afterwards. I think that's the goalkeeper credo, you know. Because I think they can imagine it happening to themselves, so they're usually pretty gracious about it. And it's interesting how far the goalie, the Western goalie, can play because you can't chip him.
You can't physically kick the ball that far.
It's literally impossible, and you couldn't kick it high enough.
Yeah.
Even if you could kick it far enough, if you hit it high enough to chip him, so he can almost play as an attacker at this point.
It's going to be another yellow card to Western Michigan. I think it's their center back, number 6, for a little push after.
So maybe as the weather gets to the players, the cards coming a little fast and furious. BG only with 1 card on Zach Bisher.
Mike, you just got to stop questioning me, Mike. You just got to have some faith, all right? Now I'm getting Peels for a handball there. Good header there by Vinny Warner.
Close.
A lot of Falcons calling for a handball there. The ref says no.
Corner kick, Bowling Green.
I think everyone in the stadium's rooting for. I think Western Michigan fans might be rooting for a BG goal. They're just saying, "Get me out of here." Let's see if we can oblige.
We'll be more than happy to give that to them.
Yeah, and Falcons have to keep it on the ground here, you'd think, right? Yep.
Numbers here. BG, Charlie, you just want to see him slow down the Western Michigan
and he just
defense.
You can tell the fatigue may be kicking in a little bit. Just did not seem to have the full.
Good job there by Charlie. Yeah,
wall of defense there.
He does a good job. He knows he's not a center back. Let me slow down their attacker and let my center backs get back, because they were all the way up the field for the last corner kick.
And if I'm Anthony here, I'm begging someone to stay back a little bit.
Into the game for Western Michigan, number 9, Tommy Clark. Into the game for number 25, Connor McNulty.
It's just, was it Sisyphus who pushed the boulder up the hill? I think Greek mythology. This is exactly that, because the ball went maybe 30 yards and then it's just right back on attack. So BG has to find a way to get the ball out of the back, because overtime. I mean, at this point, Western's almost happy to see a goal kick.
Yeah,
they're getting the ball
right away.
So they're going to talk about it, I think. Well, I thought. You have to play. I think you have to play out of the back. You know, we talked about slipping and that being a risk, but at this point, it feels too dangerous to try not to, to try to put the ball in the air.
Right.
But it looks like they're going to keep doing it. And he kicks it in the air again, and you'd think the center backs would come back and say, hey, let's play out of the back.
I don't think they want to kick it out either. That's probably what it comes down to.
Well, you might just have to play through the middle. I mean, I don't know. It's just it doesn't seem sustainable going into a full overtime if we do, And I guess that's where Coach Nichols will work out something. But Einstein, I think it was Einstein, his definition of insanity was doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results as the ball goes out for
another
Bronco free throw. Yeah. You just wonder, giving him this many opportunities.
It's just tough. Like, BG's obviously been the better team when the ball's been on the ground, but can't really tell when it's been going back to Anthony all the time.
Yeah.
And that is all credit to the weather here. It is absolutely miserable outside, and the players doing a really good job of just dealing with it.
Some awesome student athletes here, certainly earning their scholarships and their place on the team today. BG having to handle some attack here, and the Broncos able to skip past. Oh my gosh!
Good little header there. I think that was number 20 who crossed it in, Paul Liegre.
Anthony committed a little early to to the defending, and
it was number 24 on the header, Anthony Bowie with the header there.
and you see, it'd be nice for Ebby.
He's thinking about it. I just think the Western players are a little too far. There's a good one.
That one's not so bad.
You just need a challenge on the ball is all you're missing at that point.
Yeah. And boy, the ball is just. That ball moved about 20 feet in the air just from being straight up. I mean, that's how windy it is. So. Now, you'll have to remind me, in overtime, do the sides of the field switch?
Yeah, they'll go back to, like, their original.
So BG will have some time.
Yeah, I think they'll do actually a coin flip. So if you're smart, whoever wins the coin flip, I would take the win.
Yeah, I would too.
Just because you're not 100% guaranteed to get to the second overtime, right?
Right. But we still got 13 minutes of regulation here as the both teams search for a goal. It's hard going. Tate would love to get away clean here. It's going to be hard with 4 players on him. He's looking for help. Big clattering tackle.
Almost like it wasn't really intentional. His left foot, where he planted to make the tackle, look like it slipped out from underneath him.
I don't think a card will be given here. I think that was a pretty hard tackle, but pretty clean. And
both players, I think, were pretty happy not to kill one another.
Yeah. One of those 50-50s where everyone gets out alive, lives to fight another day.
Yeah, exactly. Good header there by Shield. We've said his name a lot tonight. As you mentioned, he's been a steady rock back there for the Falcons.
Tate Robertson could be away. He can't chip here. Tate Robertson is away. He's surrounded by about 4 Broncos. No appeal for the foul. I think he had a good go there, kind of testing him, and if maybe he has an extra step.
Yeah, for a second there, it looked like he had a step on him, but
yeah, and you know, Tate Robertson is not the kind of player who creates that space around him like a Pat Flynn that we talk about. He is more a finesse player, so it's a bit of an ask to ask him to beat 4 players around him like that.
And Tate, speaking of beating players, a nice little turn and shot there makes the Western Michigan goalie.
I don't think he expected to have to save something there. So a corner for the Falcons.
So that will count as the first shot on goal for the night. Although we will have to mention Tate hitting the crossbar doesn't count as a shot on goal.
Yeah, been forced to save, but
good save there by the Western Michigan goalie. It's a lot harder than it looks when the field's as slick as it is.
Absolutely.
A ball on the ground is very tough to stop.
And like you said, Tate's really good at that quick turn and shoot.
Yeah.
Makes the goalkeeper have to decide very quickly.
Does a good job just getting that half-yard space needed to take a shot on.
Players are almost a little confused as to what to do, with how to put the ball into the box. No confusion there. That one comes in pretty good, and the Falcons will have another corner.
I think at this point, you just got to whip balls in.
Yeah.
I think you got to stop playing short.
You still go for the header? Do you maybe play it low even?
Yeah, I think Tate just tries to put this near post and see. But he'll elect to play Charlie, who will do it for him, it looks like. Maybe not.
Yeah, I don't love that. I think I would just do everything I can to keep the keep it on the ground. I might have centered it up there. But you know, these guys have a game plan. It's hard to adjust on the fly, right?
Yeah. Good flag.
Oh,
goal for the Falcons. That's Vinny Warner with the winner.
And the fans are going absolutely nuts. It came off a rebound. The fans will go and celebrate. Anthony Mwembia will run all the way up from his goal. You know, he's doing that just to stay warm. He jumps on the pile. The Vazuvas are going off. Everyone in the booth is ecstatic. Everyone's stomping.
And who's not going to get a ton of credit because it happened so fast on that goal is Mo Mustafa. Wins that header to flick that on to Vinny.
What a tidy finish, too.
Great job to control one. It looked like he kind of just took it down off his chest and just absolutely rifled it into the bottom right corner.
And so the Falcons will work hard to grind out these last 10 minutes. And, boy, they're not feeling the cold. Right now, what they're feeling is a 1-0 lead in a MAC game.
They are
with big implications.
Ecstatic about. And so that's what we were talking about, how you're just looking for that one half chance, something to fall to you, and you got to be clinical when it does. And this game has not had a ton of chances. And talk about a big player stepping up in a big-time game, Vinny Warner, taking one of the few chances we've had and putting it in the back of the net.
Absolutely.
And now it is going to be the longest 10 minutes of the Bowling Green Falcons season.
Bowling Green goal, scored by number 2, Vinny Warner. Assist on the play go to number 4, Mo Mustafa, and number 3, Ebenezer Akon.
So Ebby and Mo both picking up assists there for the Falcons. Corner kick here for the Broncos. Let's see if Bowling Green can deal with it.
Chaos in front of the BG goal. Anthony comes up for it.
Good
Wow.
job there by Anthony Wemby to be big.
That was wild. And is this where we should be taking yellows for delay of game? Oh, boy, Anthony, you just wanted to keep this on the ground.
He's kicking it so high in the air, it's coming right back to him.
I wonder if he could see me if I wave to him from up here in the booth.
Good job there by Abby to see that one out. And this is what we mentioned. The Broncos are going to pour numbers forward here at the end of the game. It's going to be a lot of defending in the next 8.5 minutes.
There it is. Important that the Falcons don't get too distracted thinking about, a warm bed, dry socks, maybe a chicken in the oven. You got to grind this out, like you said, long 8 minutes. Would love to see some delay of game penalties here. I think those would be considered very professional at this point. And
good
wow,
job by
Western
Mustafa.
with a great chance. You'd like to see the Falcons break here just to own
And here's
possession.
numbers.
Tate will get forward.
You got Chris on the far side. See if Tate tries to pick him out.
Boy.
You saw what he's trying to do.
He's trying to curve that ball. Yeah.
Just didn't get enough on it, but this one will be catching practice. He'll see it out. Almost like to see him kind of pick that.
Well,
but I do see the strategy of wasting
20
time,
seconds.
But we've also seen how far you can kick a goal kick at this point.
Yeah. We do have a player down, and we'll assume we won't be cynical and say that's time wasting. It looks like he is injured.
And you can't time waste when the ref stops the
yeah,
clock
right,
either.
right.
It looks like he's getting up.
And they're going to come game plan. And I forget who called. Somebody called Anthony out. They said, hey, come up. While we're dealing with this injury, let's get a plan together.
Yeah.
And they may be talking about how we're going to deal with the ball out the back here.
I think a lot of times in those huddles what they're talking about a little bit as well is after you get the goal at this point, you're more than happy winning 1-0. So maybe pulling a couple attackers back. You might see Charlie sit back a little farther, Chris Sullivan sit back a little farther than they normally would.
Well, I thought when Tate was on that break, he did have numbers, so it made sense to actually attack and go for a goal. But I thought maybe he might take the ball to the corner. But
yeah.
we're 7 minutes left.
It's a little early for that,
It's a little early for that. So
looks like Abby, so the ref's making him, since the training staff had to come on the field, the ref made him check. He's going to make him check back in. So right when Anthony kicks us, Abby's going to run back on.
Yeah.
Ref will wave him back on.
And it looks like the wind died down just a little bit. I mean, I see the flag still ripping in the wind, but. Oh, that's for us. Someone upstairs might have caught that one. I heard a loud got it. Hopefully all the camera equipment is
hopefully the camera crew first.
Yeah, hopefully the camera crew is okay. Yeah, save a thought for them. I don't even know if they're still up there. They might have blown away at this point. So we can only hope the live stream is still happening. And this is where I'd love to see the Falcons strategically hold the ball up a little bit. That'll be a throw-in, I believe, which actually may be better for the Falcons at this point than a corner even.
Yeah.
Just because you can control where the ball is on the pitch for longer. Falcons leaving plenty of players spread out, almost in what I would call the soccer version of the prevent defense.
So ref's going to stop the clock there. And good line there by Anthony Mwembia just to be able to.
And also a good line from Mo Mustafa to have that perfect ankle that just to slow him down a little bit. He said, hey, I'll give you the whole outside, but you're going to get slowed down a lot, and it's going to give my keeper a chance to get lined up.
And go and grab it, yep.
Yeah. So there was a screamer on the ground. Where have those been? Just going to kick it over.
Smart little play there by Tate just
really
to knock it in the corner.
Really smart. Going to force the keeper to come out.
Falcons working hard to give Western a little tougher time to get the ball up, you know.
Ooh.
And speaking of that, good job by Tate. That's actually going to fall.
You might feel that in the morning.
Any other game that goes out of bounds, but
yeah, it does.
This game, it comes right to the middle of the park.
And the ball, the spin on the ball is wild too. Just I don't know if it's the ground or.
You've seen the BG center backs being a lot more. A lot less safe.
Yep.
Or a lot more safe, excuse me.
A lot more safe. Less risk.
Yep. Just putting their foot through it. The time to play beautiful soccer is over. Just go win a MAC game.
And do you have a man of the match so far that stands out to you?
On the Falcons, I've been really impressed by Ashiel tonight. I think you mentioned that earlier on in the half. Couple times in the first half, you know, he cut out a couple really good Western Michigan opportunities.
Yeah. I'm going to agree. I put him down probably for saving 3 half goals,
yeah,
you know, if you want to say it that way.
Yeah, just doing a good job of being really big at times, blocking shots, putting his body in front of crosses. I've been really happy with him.
About a goal and a half, I think he saved us, which is the difference in this game right now. So.
And talk about a player that needed to step up, right?
Absolutely.
With the injuries and whatnot.
Absolutely.
And he absolutely has.
Coach Nichols is going to be thrilled with that.
Corner kick here for the Broncos. And Mo Mustafa doing what he does best, just getting up and winning headers.
Falcons will try to get bodies in front of the ball.
That should be out. Yep.
And we want to give a big shout out again to Scott Prepen. Hopefully he's watching this game, this nail biter. Hopefully he's not in the stands. Scott, we hope you're warm. But we want to thank you for your support of tonight's live stream. It means that a lot of people around the country, heck, around the world, can watch this game. I'm sure there's some parents and family members in France and Ghana that are able to watch the game thanks to Scott tonight. So we really appreciate that. And now this is where Tate, you know, he's got a runner, but I'd love to see him kill 40 seconds, rather than go for a kill shot.
He's got to play that one earlier.
It's hard to coach that out of you, though, isn't it? I mean, when you
goal
feel
scorers
like
want to score.
They want to score, yeah.
Good win there by Abby to be
that
strong.
That was a strange tackle, but that was great, yeah. Kind of a back foot slide tackle.
Falcons playing a little bit of keep away right now.
Yeah, I'd love to see that. I'd love to see this for 3 more minutes if they'll let us. And that's a big shot in the back.
Great job by Tate.
Absolutely. Might have sold it a little bit.
The second he felt that contact, he was going to go down right away.
Yep. And he says, someone else can take it.
Falcons will take their time hitting this free kick, I'll tell you what.
Yeah. Broncos will push forward here. Falcons will track back pretty well in numbers. Number 19, I think.
There's Ashiel again.
Played a dummy, but.
Yeah.
Tay with that good energy to come press too. I'm impressed to see him cross the field like that. Probably doesn't have a lot left in the tank, but knows it's important. Every little detail matters.
That's what
we
you
always
want
talk
out
about
of
that with the press, don't we? How it creates opportunities, the small things.
That's what you want out of your senior captain.
Yep.
You know, he knows what it takes to win these games. He's willing to work as hard as anybody else on the field to get a W in the win column.
Yep. BG not out of the woods yet, having to deal with an attack here. That was a fantastic header, I believe.
That's Chris Sullivan knocking it down to.
That was your brother, yeah. And that just
bought the Falcons a little bit more time.
Yeah, to set up. You hear us gasping Western Michigan with a big ball over the top that found some heads. Oh, gosh. And there's an equalizer with 1:19 left. We've got a tie game.
I wasn't able to see who actually knocked that one in.
I wasn't either. BG not able to soak up that pressure for long enough. I believe that came from a set piece, too.
So we're still waiting on confirmation on who actually tapped that one in.
Cameron Sipple, and we've said his name a few times tonight. And you wonder, as Charlie gets close to that ball, if he's got a third game of magic in him.
Yeah.
Well, we could be headed for some free soccer. I don't think it can be overstated how important it is to be attacking the southern goal. Although the wind, it seems like it's eased off a little bit, but Anthony will be called into service to not only grab the ball, but has to clear it there with his foot. It looks like Ebby is down. With 6 seconds left here in regulation.
There's a big collision there in the box as both players, both a Western and a BG player, went up for a header.
Yeah. So at about the 80th minute, Bowling Green finds that first decisive goal, and then with about a minute left, Western off his set piece is able to answer. And you'd love to see the players just, there you go.
5, 4, 3.
So free soccer coming your way.
Yeah. So we've got a 5-minute break here, and then we'll be back to find a, well, maybe not a winner, but we'll find a result here at Cochrane Stadium for you.
Oh, there you go.
After a short 5-minute break, the teams will then compete in 2 10-minute overtime periods of sudden death soccer.
Don't sound so excited.
That hurt.
You can go, so there's a 5-minute break, then you can go 10 minutes, and then another 5-minute break, and then 10 minutes. And then you're gone. So if you want to break it, you can do it now. I mean, it's going to be in for 45 minutes, so yeah, you can do it now. That's enough time where you can because you can leave no matter what. It's, I'll tell you. Alright, sorry for the delay.
Just sets everything up perfectly.
Sorry for the delay.
If he scores, what?
Yeah.
I thought he might find one there. I was like, please.
Yeah. It's unbelievable. We were probably standing there at IPUI. Charlie, are you ever going to score a goal where you don't take off your shirt?
Yeah, is he 3 for 3? Yeah. He scored 3 goals all, yeah.
The only thing is, like, just when you do that, it literally looks like you're wearing, like, me and him wearing a sports bra. Yeah. No, it was Brady Chastain. I always think it was me and him, but it was Brady Chastain, yeah. I've missed that in trivia so many times, because I always think it was me and him. Oh, this is hilarious. This pen that you gave me, this is my pen. I brought it. Zing Train, I used to work there in Ann Arbor. It's like, wow, that's
It's been
crazy.
sitting here for about 2 weeks.
These pens sucked when I worked there too, so it's funny that you noted that. Oh gosh. To pee or not to pee? That is the question. It doesn't look like the rain's actually coming down at all right now.
I think you're good if you want.
Yeah.
If you kind of rub it.
Like all of a sudden, right? Like it went from
You got it.
rain
Yeah,
really
I'll
hard
be
to
back.
like,
You made it at least a little bit more bearable than what it was.
right.
But it's still.
Yeah, I still don't envy.
40 miles an hour.
Yeah. Yeah, seriously. What? Eric, like he scores in overtime in most games, and Eric emails me something like, Chuckle, nominate Chuckle for player of the week? Yeah. Good idea. He loved oh, actually. I'm sorry. You were up out there, so. Yeah.
It's really just depressing when you come here and it's not really warm. It's like, oh yeah, I'm not in a house.
Yeah.
Might be cool to be working.
Would be nice if they could keep us.
My girlfriend was like, that building's heated, right? And I was like, I don't know. Well, the last couple of years, we never had, I've done it 2 years now, we've never had a game this cold. Oh, we lost the flip.
Yeah.
Are we live? Good evening. Welcome back to freezing cold, rainy, and windy Cochrane Stadium in Bowling Green. I'm Stephen Jenkins, joined by my colleague Joe Sullivan. We are in overtime here in this action game between your Bowling Green State University Falcons and the Western Michigan Broncos. Joe, you want to walk us through the format here?
Yeah, so for those of you at home listening that don't really know how NCAA rules work, well, that'll be a foul.
Yep.
Basically what we'll do is it's golden goal to overtime period, so we'll put 10 minutes on the clock. We'll play 10. If no goal happens, we'll have a short stop, switch sides, and do another 10.
Perfect.
After the 2 10s, if there's still no goal, we will end in a draw. Both teams will walk away with a point.
And be very cold. A little pushing and shoving there in the box. I think both teams really want a goal here.
Dangerous spot here, too.
Super dangerous. This is, yeah. And you'd think Tate would hit this, wouldn't you?
Yeah, Tate's going to just try to whip this one.
Came in probably lower than he wanted.
Yeah. Well defended there by Western Michigan.
And we said it would be impossible to chip the northern goal, but Anthony has to genuinely worried about being chipped from distance here. I mean, not by the keeper, but by a midfielder.
Speaking of Anthony Mwembi, a good job coming off his line to go grab that one.
Yeah.
So a lot of goalies will just let that one kind of play out, and
Right.
your defenders hate you for that.
Putting them in bad positions.
Yeah, exactly.
So Charlie on a streak of two winning goals in 2
game winners,
games.
so yeah.
So let's see if he's got a third in the tank.
Both of them falling in overtime, too.
Yep.
The first one was one of the best goals we scored all season with 3 seconds left in the first overtime period. Terrific individual effort by him. And then last game, NIU. Kind of right place, right time. Ball fell to him, and he tucked it away with a nice finish.
Goals are still goals, right?
A goal's a goal. It doesn't matter how you score it. Oh.
Yeah, well.
If you didn't think it was raining, if you didn't believe us, there's your proof.
But maybe it works out. It would be amazing if a goal came off and the wind just helping the Western distribution there immensely.
Mo Mustafa calling for the ball at his feet. You don't see him this far up the field very often. See if the Falcons can't get some service here.
Yeah, he was just still up for that set piece and decided, hey, I'm going to stay and try to score a goal.
Yeah. Ball fell to Tate. He has a little half chance. Sends it into the parking lot for a souvenir.
Buys Mo some time to get back.
Yeah. There you go. That's a nice way of phrasing it. So Western bringing in number 4, it looks like Brendan Skinner. I think it's the first time we've said his name so far tonight.
Yep.
I think first time seeing him. Western strategy, just trying to keep some fresh legs out on the field.
BG going more with the tried and true kind of core that have played together for most of this game.
Yeah,
we haven't not really used subs. We have some injuries, so that we're a little light on the bench.
Yeah, the subs that have happened have been on the right wing, just trying to keep some fresh legs out there.
Yeah.
You've seen Maddie and Mitch kind of interchange. Maddie currently in.
Oh, wow.
Great save
Near
there.
side save for Anthony.
Mwembi.
With some real pace, too.
Yeah, he hit that with some venom, and Anthony really strong on the front side of his near post and just punches one out.
And ambitious for a striker to go near like that.
Yeah, I honestly think Western is just trying to hit it as hard as they could, just put something on frame.
Yeah.
And Anthony answered the call. Free kick here for the Broncos.
Oh, my
and
gosh.
Cleared off the goal line there.
I thought that was a goal from here.
Yeah,
it looked like it was in the back of the net.
And that was Vinny Warner there on the backside clearing that one off the line. So he scored a goal and saved a goal so far tonight. Vinny having an awesome impact on tonight's game. all the Falcon fans here, you could hear them just hold their breath as that one was rolling near the net.
And, you know, we don't have the best view from here. I thought that ball was over the line and in. But the Falcons live to fight another day here.
And you don't see any, like, Western Michigan complaints on it at all, so that's a telltale sign right there.
And I think Anthony just cannot wait to switch.
To switch out. Yeah, I couldn't agree more with you on that. There's a pretty good distribution.
Yep.
And it'll come right back to him.
Back.
Yep.
It's coming back either way for whatever, either in the air from the wind or.
So we are going to see another sub here in a minute, it looks like. It's that change that we've been seeing, Matt Walters and then Mitchell Hughes. Both of them getting a lot of minutes tonight, just swapping in and out. Coach Nichols trying to keep fresh legs outside on the right wing.
Yeah, and could you just walk the viewers through the substitution rules? Because I know I've been doing these games for a while, but I struggle with them sometimes because they're different than like Premier League or MLS
so
rules.
Kind of how it works in college, at least. This is my understanding. Is the first half, if you get subbed, you're done for the rest of the half.
Right.
But then the second half, you can kind of sub in more freely.
In and out.
Yeah, exactly.
And then in overtime, what are the?
I think it's the same thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Be interesting to see if he puts it on the ground here or.
So we got just over 3.5 minutes left here in the first overtime period. Like we said, it's golden goal here tonight. Foul there on number 10 on Western Michigan, Castimani. Ref's going to stop the clock. They're going to bring on the medical staff to take a look at him. Hopefully he's all right. It looks like he's grabbing his head. Obviously never rooting for anybody to get hurt.
No, we've been pretty fortunate with injuries this game, I think.
It's been a pretty clean game, too. Well fought.
Given the weather, it's
you got to applaud both teams. You know, they've obviously trying everything they can to win, but you got to try to balance your emotions, and both teams have done a very good job.
Yeah,
very respectful game.
Falcons huddled up, and Captain Tay Robertson is giving specific instructions to specific players. That leadership really showing there.
So number 10, Castimani, is going to get subbed out for number 19, but he is walking off on his own power.
Yeah,
so
Zach Shane will be coming into the game.
Looks like just an ankle injury.
Yeah. Yeah, hope for the best for him.
He's jogging off, so that's always good to see.
Absolutely.
And we'll play on.
Zach Shane is 6'3", so on those set pieces, he may be one to look out for. BG has a break there.
Yeah.
Very quick number 6 defender.
Everyone in the press box stood up there because we've seen that story play out. It's Vinny running in behind. Well defended there by Western Michigan.
And boy, there is an umbrella here that is completely destroyed. It's inside out, and it's hanging on for dear life, but it keeps flipping itself inside out. It served its purpose tonight. It's died an honorable death.
Props to the fans for everybody sticking out.
Absolutely. Broncos fans and Falcons fans alike.
We're spoiled up here in the press box.
We are spoiled, yeah. I'm guessing the family member percentage is about 99. I don't know how many just straight up fans are out there, although, you know, we have some. Boy, a walk-off goal here would just be fantastic. Falcons need to find some shape.
They got to get some numbers back.
Got to get some numbers back. A lot of people bombing forward. That 19, Zach Shane with the long legs, able to get up the pitch quickly. And it feels
And he's offsides.
It really feels like the Broncos actually wasted an opportunity there with the
little
break.
too much dribble in there.
Yeah,
from my liking.
I agree.
You'd like to see him. They had some numbers on the backside. You'd like to see him kind of cut that one
pass.
back and pull it back to the far side. But as a Falcon fan, you're pretty all right with it.
Yeah.
So a minute and a half here in the first overtime left. I think BG would be more than excited to get through this OT and then go with the wind for the final 10 minutes.
Maybe Anthony will get the winner. Who knows? Tate will press here, jump, try to block the shot. A little indecision here in the back.
Yeah, smart play there by Shield to see that one out. A little nervy there for the Falcons.
Well, even a simple play like coming out to cover up a ball when it's wet can squirt out of your hands. And
yep. Clock ticking down, just over 10 seconds.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5.
And that should do it. Well, a smart little play there, just kick out for corner.
Yeah, he knew how much time there was, and great. So we'll have a 5-minute break, and then we'll be back. 2-minute break.
2-minute break.
2-minute break, and then we'll be back for a final 10 minutes of soccer here. How much do those balls cost?
$150.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
They have a ton. Lakeway. Kind of ridiculous. Welcome back to the U on the stream.
10 minutes left here. Second period of overtime. Both teams looking for a winner. We've talked about this this magic the last couple games.
Charlie Magic.
Overtime.
We could use some more Charlie magic right now.
The Magic Man. Oh, boy. Wow.
Well defended there by Mustafa. Still not done yet.
Behind
they kick
the
it
goal.
wide. Kind of looked like it rippled in there a little bit.
It looked like it for a second. But let's talk about that game-saving.
What a tackle there by
tackle
Mustafa. Yeah,
Jeez.
big-time tackle. The Western number 21, that was Mike Melorigini, was definitely in on net there.
Yeah, and Anthony Wemby is going to feel like he has an absolute cannon for a foot here because it's going to be the opposite of what he was facing before. The wind maybe not quite what it was, but there it goes.
And he's kicked it across half. He's
Yeah.
excited to see that for sure.
Oh, and boy, talk about Charlie just on the wrong side of the ball there. And this is one of those times where it is strategic, right? Because it's a MAC game. So what do you think the players are feeling? What do you think Coach Nichols is feeling? Don't lose?
I think the strategy is 3 points obviously would be ideal, right? Like,
yeah,
you're always going to play to
It's
win.
going to be a tight conference.
Yeah, well, especially with the standings right now.
Right.
You got BG in second. They're looking for 3 points would be extremely key, but
yeah,
at the end of the day, 1 point is also, you're okay with it.
Right.
If that makes sense. It's just the 0 points. That's the one that kills you.
Yep. And I feel like a draw, it sets you up into your next game as well. You don't take the weight of a loss for the week. There's got to be a psychological impact as well.
Right. You'd be surprised what the winning max score normally is. It's really not as high as you think. It's not going to be a team that goes 5-0, and it's not 15 points. Like the year we got second, that we were off by 1 point.
Yeah.
We were 2-0-3 in the max, so 2 wins and 3 ties.
Yeah, was enough.
So that's the key in getting points.
Yeah. Tough battle down the sideline here. Great touch from Terry Robertson. Boy, that seems unfair to give a foul there. I think if anything.
No, I don't think they're calling a foul. I think it's just more of a head injury type of play. The ref's going to stop the clock.
Yeah.
So good sportsmanship here by the Falcons. Western had the ball when the ref stopped the clock, so they're going to play it back and then play will resume.
Yeah, it doesn't look like the wind's holding the ball up quite as bad now, but
here's Chris Sullivan on the run.
through the middle.
Yeah.
See some overlap here. Shield might get involved in the build-up. Charlie is just kind of patrolling the outside of the box.
Six minutes left here in the second OT. Like we mentioned, if we don't find a goal, it will end in a tie. If neither team finds a goal, that is.
Western looked like they might find a break there, but that'd be too strong. BG having to soak up some attack now, finds a through ball.
Ref
No
says
penalty.
no call,
and the Falcons could actually break here in numbers if they'd have responded a little sooner.
Little miscue. That's a
Tate
tired
just
legs, you know.
Just
Uncharacteristic for Tate.
hits over the ball, and he's disappointed. And boy Mo, well, he gives up a foul there, but he's really Mo's as good now as he was in the first minute. He's been consistent, and we've needed him in the back.
He's got an engine for sure back there. Ref's going to give him a little foul there for a little extracurricular activity after the ball.
Dangerous spot here, even against the wind.
This is a shot that you want to just have it bounce like right on the 6-yard box.
Yeah.
Or clip. I guess they're going to clip it in.
And I guess the benefit of that is you almost knew he wouldn't go for goal, just the way the ball would kind of hang. So you're really only looking for the headed ball. There, that's what we're used to from Anthony. And here's a little break. Charlie will play a cheeky back heel. Zach Bishop will fight for this ball.
Oh, good win there.
No foul, able to turn in numbers. Oh, maybe a little more decisiveness there. Everyone's first touch is a little off right now with the ball being wet and the wind. Every ball seems uncertain when it comes down. Bit of a ping pong machine, or a pinball machine rather.
So 3 minutes left in the game here. See if either team has that. You're just looking for somebody to step up at this point. It's going to take a hero play.
Yeah.
Or a couple of players to do something special. Great ball there by
Charlie can do it. Tate finds the ball.
Vinny.
Vinny can't quite get it off his foot low. It
kind of bounced up on him a little higher than he would have liked. Good hit by Tate. Awesome ball by Charlie Macheski there to find Tate's feet. I thought the second Tate controlled that. I said a lot of people in the press box as well said goal. Yeah, we've seen him bury that one.
He's reliable.
Good save there by the Western Michigan goalie.
Wow, so some late drama. We'll see if the Falcons can build on that. It seems like the momentum is kind of going in their direction, and Charlie might have a ball.
Unlucky there by Charlie Macheski.
He had chipped to win it. Would have been 3 in a row in overtime, and his hands are on his head. If he hits that on the outside of his foot,
it shapes it
out a little bit, but that's a big ask.
I got to tell you, the happiest person on the entire field right now is number 14, Alex Rudock. He did not mean to play Charlie in there.
No, he didn't.
He was happy to see him not be able to tuck that one away.
Boy, I think if Charlie has that back maybe 1 or 2 more times, he puts one in. And now Shield will clean up. Wow, and headed on. Boy, that went from had a great chance to counter quickly. Tate asked for the ball
scrambling
quickly.
Here, yeah. Players are scrambling.
Minute 15 left. And I think the Falcons want to win this game.
Yeah,
I mean,
especially if those last couple chances.
Yeah, now they feel like, hey, let's just do it.
This ball's got to get clipped in, I think. Both teams just looking for one half chance here in the final minute.
Thought Abby might be tempted to try to go box to box with that.
All right, here it is. One more chance, it looks like, for the Falcons. 30 seconds left. They're going to set up for a long throw, I think. So there's your last throw. 15 seconds left.
And now, yeah, the Falcons want to make sure they don't get broken away
Something on
here.
the counter.
Yeah.
Time for one last ball lumped into the box.
2, 1.
Oh, that.
Look.
Oh, boy. It looked like maybe a penalty would be called in the box. Folks, that is time. We've seen a long, windy, rainy, cold game in a couple extra time periods. We see the Falcon players clapping the fans, appreciating them for being here. We appreciate you for watching for so long. Tune in next time. We can get you. Let's get you a game time here. Your Falcons play Tuesday the 23rd at Cincinnati. Going to be a big game. So root them on. You can always follow BG Soccer on Twitter. Just look up Bowling Green Men's Soccer. And we appreciate you hanging in with us. Joe,
yeah.
Long game, good game.
Yeah, appreciate it.
Yeah, we'll see you next time.